SEC tournament on Sunday. I think we're in a situation where if we can get a win out of Thursday's game, then obviously we'll be in a situation, I think, where we're pretty much guaranteed to get into the NCAA tournament, which is obviously the hopes at this point to get to Pensacola and give it a good run at the SEC tournament, and then look forward to NCAA tournament postseason. But getting a win, I think, will solidify our chances of that. But obviously the most important thing is getting a win this Thursday and being in a good position, getting into Pensacola from a confidence standpoint. We've obviously had a couple of ties in the last few games, so getting back to scoring some goals I think is really important. But it's been a really good defensive effort from the girls after the loss to Alabama a few weeks ago.
I guess that's just kind of the mixed bag of soccer. Is that draws aren't necessarily the worst thing in the world, so how do you keep the confidence up when you're having success on the defensive end, but obviously struggling to get it in the net?
Yeah, we really did score a lot of goals early in the season, and goals were coming from so many different players. But I think at the same time as scoring a lot of goals, we were really expansive in our shape, which left a lot of maybe pressure on our back line. After the Alabama loss, we've been a little bit more conservative in terms of the numbers that we throw forward into the attack, which has obviously resulted in some clean sheets for us and an increased confidence on the defensive end of the field. But I think now it's just about finding a happy medium and sort of bringing the defensive efforts of recent weeks together with the early season goal-scoring confidence and action in the final third.
Coach, since the start of the season, how has this team grown just in terms of attacking play and defensive play and just with team chemistry as a whole?
Yeah, we had 10 new players this season, and I think obviously early in the season it's obviously really important to integrate from a team chemistry and just camaraderie standpoint. And I think the new players came in and hit the ground running early in the season. We had a lot of freshmen getting on the board on the attacking side of the ball. But obviously some great defensive efforts as well from players like Jocelyn Oliveri. But I think Ida Hermansdottir, Sage Glover, Raylan Prince, Lena Thorson, obviously brought a lot of increased attacking threat for us. But overall, I think the returning players have done a tremendous job of bringing the new players into our culture, helping them understand what it means to be a student athlete here at LSU, obviously first and foremost, and then just from a team standpoint, I think we've been more consistent this season across the board in terms of performances and obviously results. We've only lost 3 games this season, even though we've had quite a few ties. But overall, just really happy. I think it's been a great journey with the team this season. They've obviously put in some tremendous performances. And I think going into postseason, there's a lot of confidence in the ranks and just an enjoyment of spending time together and playing with each other that I think we'll see on the field tomorrow night as we honor our seniors and then look ahead to postseason.
For the players, we'll start with Mollee. Just how different is this year's team, do you feel, as far as the buy-in and commitment, obviously the talent kind of upgrading as well? It's not over, but in retrospect, how much further along do you feel like the team is than you can answer after?
I think this year compared to previous years, it's more of a sense of calmness behind our team, and that we believe in each player, and we've worked really hard this year on responsibility and how each player brings such a huge role into the team, no matter what your position is and how many minutes you get on the field. So I think that's something that's changed this year, is that every single player is bought into what their role is, and they all understand that.
Adding on to that, I would say we're all definitely in the same headspace. I feel we all have that same end goal that we want, and it comes not just from the 11 on the field, but all 32. And I feel we're all just super excited heading into post-game coming this start to this weekend and moving forward.
For the girls, again, we'll just start and go the other way. Do you feel like you need to be more aggressive in Thursday's game to kind of make sure that you have your seeds locked like you want them to be?
I would definitely say so. I feel we've definitely been doing our thing on the defensive side of the ball. Now it's just put it all together on the offensive side. Tomorrow's game's super exciting, not just for our team as a whole, but our 10 graduating or our 10 seniors getting acknowledged tomorrow. So putting the ball in the back of the net is what we want, and I feel we're all excited to do that on our home turf. And it's our last conference game this season, so why not make it the best?
Yeah, I think, we've had 3 ties in the past 3 games, but we've been moving the ball forward and more up the field each time. So I think just taking chances and taking our opportunities and making them count. I mean, we've had a goal get called offsides, and so we've had multiple chances that we really could put in the back of the net. So I'm excited to see it because I think it's going to come naturally, being senior night and honoring all those people. So, yeah, it'll be fun.
And I would just say, last year on senior night, we obviously had one of our best performances of the season against Arkansas in the 4-2 win. I think senior night just brings a huge amount of emotion, for the team as a whole, and obviously the fans and the parents in the stands. Just the opportunity to honor our 10 graduating seniors and everything that they've given to the program, over the past 4 and even 5 years. So I think there's just going to be a ton of excitement. I'm hopeful we'll have a big crowd tomorrow night and just a huge atmosphere. Ole Miss are playing for their lives, so to speak. They have to win to guarantee their spot at the beach. So we're expecting a big game tomorrow night in terms of just aggressiveness, fast-paced transition game. And I think, honestly, that's when we play our best soccer. So we're really excited to use sort of the emotion of senior night to raise the atmosphere overall and get out there and give our home fans a big performance.
And Sean, just kind of the same question I asked the girls. How proud are you of the strides, I guess, that you've made, in the time that you've been here, where you're at and still where you're looking to go?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing that I sort of think about is just the increased fans in the stands. We've seen a huge raise in the number of fans that are coming out to support the program, and I think getting the local community involved, certainly the LSU fan base, but maybe more importantly the kids in the community and what this team is doing for soccer in general in Louisiana. I think we're raising the profile of the sport, which is really important to me. And then, obviously we've seen the results on the field. I think the team style of play has evolved into one of a ball-playing team. I think we're a team that builds out of the back and plays good possession soccer. I think we can go direct, and we can use players like Taylor and her athleticism up top when we want to be a little bit more direct and get in behind teams. I think we'll see that a little bit tomorrow night. Just putting the ball in high pressure spaces and asking questions of Ole Miss. They've got a very good goalkeeper, and they're very good at defending balls in their box. But I think we've got a lot of attacking players that are really dynamic that ask big questions tomorrow, and we want to sign off on our home slate this season with some goals and some excitement for our fans.
Just a question for both the players. What is some of your favorite memories from your time here at LSU?
I'll go ahead. I'd say my first favorite moment would probably be us winning our first ever game. That would be COVID year 2020. It was in the SEC tournament against Alabama, and we won 2-0. And I think just that moment of knowing, like, hey, we got a new coaching staff, but we also, finally have that belief, and we finally put something together. I think secondly is obviously the Arkansas game from last year. I mean, we were fighting for our lives in that moment, and just knowing that we can put in a fight against a team that was undefeated to that moment shows a lot about our team, and I'm excited to see tomorrow night.
I would also go back to senior night last year against Arkansas, that 4-2 win, not just exciting on the field, but just as a whole. No matter what role you were playing in that game, you definitely felt it, and I feel tomorrow's game will feel that same energy from on the field, on the bench, in the stands, all of the above. It's a Thursday night game under the lights. I feel that's when we perform our best, and I'm just excited to get a win tomorrow if we can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, girls.